Hi Flosstube, it is Sam, Stitch Again Sam here on YouTube and Instagram. This is my Flosstube number 5 and today is June 18th, 2021. Today is probably going to be a little bit quicker because I have a birthday party in less than 2 hours. Coming to my house is my best friend's birthday today. So we're having some pizza and hanging out on the deck, which will be fun. As far as what else is new with us quickly, well, obviously I have less hair than the last time you saw me. Actually, this happened this morning and it feels so good. It has been like a year, I realized when I did that, since I got my hair cut last. We snuck in once in the summer last year when things opened up for a little bit, and that was it. So yeah, that feels good. My younger daughter also got her hair cut and she has beautiful, long, black, thick hair that looks good, like no matter what she does to it. But she got bangs and she's in that, like, anybody that's gotten bangs that didn't have bangs before, you know, you like freak out when you get the bangs. And so she's in like freak out about the bangs mode, but she'll be fine. It looks beautiful. So yeah, so that happened. And then I think like the biggest thing that's probably happened since my last video is our oldest daughter participated in her high school commencement. And I say it that way because she will still be going to school next year. I've mentioned before she has Rett syndrome, so she is eligible to remain in school until her 22nd birthday. I don't think we'll probably stay that long, but with the pandemic and everything being shut down last year, we really couldn't get to many like adult programs that we could visit to see what would be a good fit for her. So we haven't found one yet of what we've been able to visit. So we're going to do another year of school, but like socially, this is the class that she went through school with, and we don't know, like we could find something midway through the school year, the coming school year, and decide to, you know, leave school. So this theoretically could have been her only chance to do it. So she participated in all the, I think I mentioned last time she did prom. So she did prom, and then a couple weeks ago she did commencement, and it was really nice. They did it on our football field that's right next to our high school. It was a beautiful night. It was really nice, and we enjoyed that. So that's probably our biggest event that we've had happen since last I've been here, which was about, I have been doing these every 3 weeks. I keep telling myself I should do them every 2. Like I feel like I have enough to share, but then something always happens on the Friday that is the 2nd where like I just don't get a chance to record. So we'll see what happens going forward in the future now, because it feels weirder. Like everyone is home now, right? From school. My husband's a teacher, so he's home. And it always feels a little weird to sit here and like talk when there's not an actual person, and it feels like extra weird when there are actually people in the house and I'm not talking to them, but I'm talking up here. I don't know, I'll get used to it, it'll be fine. Okay, so let me get into the updates. Oh, actually, I wanted to give a little shout out to 2 channels that mentioned me on their channels, which was super nice and super sweet. And they're both Flosstube channels that I really enjoy. One, and I think I might have mentioned this last time talking about the like sale that I was doing. One is Trixie Tricycle, and that's the channel name. Her name is Jody, and she's awesome. Like she has really cool, like she just seems like a really cool person. I think I might be a little bit older than her. She made a comment about like just missing the 60s. Why I did not miss the 60s. I was born actually in 69. So technically I did not miss the 60s with my birth. But I just think like generationally we're the same, and like I think we like a lot of the same things. So I do really enjoy her channel. So she's participating in the sale that I was doing out of the new Emma Condon book. I'll show you mine later. Hers looks really cool because she's doing it on a small, or I should say a high count fabric. So it's turning out small and it looks great. Like I was like, oh, well now I kind of wish I would have done that, but I'm too far in. I'm not turning back now, but it's making me think that I might try a small count. Like she's doing it like 1 over whatever. I don't remember what count she was using, but whatever it is, she's doing it like, you know, 1 thread over 1 no, 1/1, however that works, however you say that. And it just looks really good. So I do really like her channel. And then the second one is Jessie Lee TV is the channel name. So I think her name is Jessie Lee. She super sweet like mention of my channel in her last video. And she is definitely one of those people, like I follow a bunch of different Flosstube channels, but like I get really excited when hers pops up with a new video, because she is like joy and sunshine captured in a video form. Like she just seems like a sweet, genuine person that like would just be joyful to be around. And she does really unique, like the things she's stitching are not things I see other people stitching. And that's part of what I like, is like she's always doing something different. Like she's now doing these, I'm trying to think who the designer of these was, but they're little girls that they're like holding a big giant birthstone. And so they have one for each month, but she like modified them because she's doing like one for herself, her daughter, and her mom for their birth months. And so I think she like modified them so it was like the right color hair and the right birthstone, like lots of effort into it, and they look super cute. So I don't know, like I like seeing something different, and it's a different style than what is typical. So I enjoy like the stuff that she stitches a lot. So thank you to both of those Flosstubers for the mention. I do very much appreciate it. Okay, so let's quickly get into where I'm at. Again, if you happen to be new here, I'm trying to sort of organize my projects by category. So I have legacy, a focus piece, a seasonal piece, a mini, and a sal. So I have 5 categories, and I'm trying to keep it to like 1 project per category that I have going. Every time I say, I know at some point I'm going to blow this, and I feel like it's that like we're getting to that tipping point, because there's like, I have so many things I want to do. So I don't know. I'm not doing too bad. You'll notice there's a couple where there might be more than one thing. But I think I'm doing okay. Like I'm not overdoing it and having like too many things going, which, not that there's anything wrong with having like lots of things going. I just like, I do want to be able to finish some things. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Well, by the end of the year, we'll check in with that and see what happens. So I'm going to start with my focus piece. No, not my focus piece, my legacy piece, because it's easy. So you guys have seen this one every single video, because I always am getting a little bit done on it. And it is this Dimensions kit, which is Christmas on the Beach. And what I am trying to get to now is finishing this side that's all sort of the blocks, and then I'm going to work on the Christmas tree in July. So I've gotten a little bit more of this like water. We're getting, I don't know if that's supposed to be into the sand or if that's like the white sort of foam that would be on the water, but there's progress made on that one. I am starting to think, like I called this my legacy piece because it's old. Like I've had this one kind of going for a couple years. And my thought was that I was going to, once this was done, find patterns that were published in the years my girls were born. And I'm not saying I won't do that. I might, but I also, when this is done, I might switch this over to a category of full coverage, because I initially said like, I'm done. I don't want to do full coverage anymore. But now that I have this like gridded out, I kind of am enjoying it a little bit more. And so I don't know that I will ever have it in me to do like a big giant heaven and earth designs piece, like not right away for sure. But I have seen some other patterns that I like that are full coverage or very close to it. So I think I might just, but I don't think I would ever want to make one of those my focus piece, because it'll take me too long. So, but having something like this as an option of something to work on, I'm finding that I enjoy. So I might switch this over to like always having some kind of full coverage or full coverage-ish piece going on. So that is that one. I'm gonna put this down here. Okay, so now I will talk about my focus piece. Okay, so this is one where I kind of have two, but there's a reason. And one is just going to get put into like a little timeout for a while because of how it worked out. So I will explain, and the one that's going into timeout this was from the first Emma Congdon Cross Stitch for the Soul. Nope, wait, that's wrong. That's not where that came from. Hold on. It is also from the Emma Congdon Cross Stitch for the Earth book. This is one of the other ones that I had thought about starting, and it is the Be Kind, let's see, Be Kind to All That Live piece. I like that one. So here's what happened. The last video I did, I had just finished my focus piece, and that was on like the Friday before Memorial Day. And so I was like, okay, I have to decide what I'm going to do next. And I kind of hemmed and hawed and just worked on other stuff over most of that weekend. And then on Monday, on the holiday, I decided to start this. And I was like, okay, but like we had stuff going on. We went to my mom's, went swimming, cooked out, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, I'm tired, but I'll start it. So I did literally, I think it might've been one thread that I stitched in it. And then I'm like, I'm tired, I'm done. And that was all I did. So then on Tuesday, June 1st, I start seeing all these things posted on, I'll show you where I am now, because I did continue to work on it. There's a random thread through the week a little bit for a couple days. So I got like most of that tree trunk done, and that's the start of the rocks on the bottom. But on June 1st, on Tuesday, I start seeing all these posts on Instagram about cross stitch camp. And I'm like, well, what is cross stitch camp? Because I want to go. Like, that sounds fun. And so it is a sort of virtual event that is being put on by Colorado Cross Stitcher. I'll put a link to her channel below, and it's her number 12 video. She initially like explains what cross stitch camp is, but in summary, it is like you start and end a project in June, July, and August. So you're supposed to take a picture of your like supplies, so your fabric, floss, and pattern on the first of the month and post that, and then have it done before the end of the month, or it could be after the first of the month, but you're not supposed to like grab something that you already started. So I was like, oh, and the theme, and then there's like a theme that goes with each month. So the theme for June was a piece that you were inspired by something or someone else to do. So I was like, oh, well, like I literally just have one thread at the time in this. And I was like, I could just do this, but like I'm kind of a rule follower person, especially like when I understand the reason for the rule. Like I get it. You don't want people, because I think she is giving away like some prizes and stuff, and it will be just my luck. If I cheated a little bit, I would end up like winning a prize, and then I'm not doing it for the prize, but like that's what would happen. And then I would feel really guilty and tell her, no, please don't send it, because I cheated, and I would feel like bad. So at first I was like, well, maybe I just won't do June. So that's why I kind of kept stitching on this for a little while. Plus, I wasn't even really sure that I could finish this in a month unless I really made it my sole focus. And I didn't really want to do that. So I decided instead to we're going to put this one away for right now and set him aside. We'll come back to that later. So I decided instead to start my Mermaid Garden from Tiny Modernist piece. And I think I know I can, like when you see how far I am already, because today is, like I said, the 18th. I don't have a lot of time, but I'm getting pretty darn close to done on this. So I don't think it'll be a problem for me to finish this by the end of the month. So fresh start, no cheating. So I think I started it maybe on like the 5th or so, 4th or 5th, something like that. Now I will tell you, when I very first got this pattern, I thought the mermaid's hair, with the exception of that it is red, reminds me very much of my younger daughter's hair. Like I just said before, she has beautiful, black, thick hair. And so that is what it looks like. And she has she is Mayan in descent. So she has like darker skin tone and black hair. So I was like, maybe I'll change this so that it looks more like her. And I thought about it, but then I was like, I'll probably mess that up. But what happened is I'm not doing it on the called for fabric, which is, let's see, tea dyed linen by Charles Craft, 20 count tea dyed linen by Charles Craft. I had picked up, like, it was some oatmeal or natural Ada, like from a big box store, Michael's or something, that I thought was pretty close to this, but what I'm finding is it's lighter than this. So when I started to stitch like her arms, you could hardly see that it was there. So I'm like, most of her skin is surrounded by her hair, so it would be okay, but not this arm. And I'm like she's gonna look like she's missing an arm. So I was like, no, I thought about changing it anyway, so that is like my sign, I'm gonna change it. So I pulled out the little bit of skin tone I had done and redid the colors. And I just looked on, I don't know if I just did a Google search or I looked on Pinterest for like DMC colors for skin tones and hair, and found lots of, let's see, let me get this so you guys can see it all. Lots of resources. So I have her, she thinks the skin tone is darker than her actual skin tone. And it looks darker here than it really is. It's definitely picking up a little bit darker. I matched it. I said, here, come here, let me see. Is this, I want it to look just like you. So we picked a color, and I think it looks awesome. I have one more, I had to get one more skein of thread for her hair. So she's missing a little bit of her hair, but everything else I'm keeping the same. The only thing I'm debating about, and feel free to chime in, is you can kind of see the white because there's white here, but it's pretty, there's not a lot of contrast there on the stuff that's white. So I was debating about making those leafy, like seaweed sort of things, this dark blue color instead. But I don't know how that will look. I don't know. I'm debating. Tell me what you think. But I'm very happy with it. Otherwise, yeah, the color's definitely coming across a little bit different. Oh, there, like maybe if the sun is on it, that's better. Oh, that's better, the sun on it. That's more accurate to what it really looks like. So even you can see that white, like you can see the texture of the white, which is kind of cool. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna leave it white because it's done. But so my goal is we're gonna have this done before the end of the month, which I think is highly doable. So that is now the focus piece. I am thinking about, so the theme for July is to stitch a designer that you've not stitched before, which for me is super easy because there's tons of them that I want to stitch and that I have not. So I am thinking I'm gonna try to see if I can get some hands-on design patterns. I saw, it was probably last year, she released these ornaments that were flamingos, but like holiday Christmas flamingos. And they were super cute. So I was thinking about seeing if I could, because we're going on vacation next month. I'm a little bit, like, I'm not sure what my time is gonna be like. So I wanna do something a little bit smaller next month. So I thought that might be a good thing to try. So that will be next month's plan. Okay, next is, okay, so we'll talk about seasonal next. So the thing that I had going last month that I'm still working on is the Colors of Summer by Stitchrovia / hey, surprise, surprise, or Emma Compton. And so these are these like swatches that she's doing for each season. And this one, the summer, is available on her, obviously on the Stitchrovia website. I have winter and spring in magazine form, cross stitcher magazine form, one way or another. They might be on her site. I'm not sure what the timing is of like how long until it ends up on her site. And then obviously I think she'll release something for autumn, probably, I would think soon. So this is going to kind of look a mess, but here's what I'm doing with this one. There's a lot, I did get a lot done. So I just have all these little random squares like outlined and kind of started. I think I'm on, this is the last row down here. And so my intent is to just kind of start, like get one thread in each one so I could block them all out and then have, because there are quite a few that are solid. And so to have them sort of laid out, so if I just need something like more of a travel kind of project where I can just fill in a color, like it would be good, but I wanted to have it all laid out. So this might be something that I take on vacation with me because I think it will be easy. And I'm doing this on white, obviously white 16 count Ada, which I am finding, I think I mentioned this before, is like, I really like that size. So I did get a bunch more of them sort of blocked out and planned out, but it doesn't look very good yet, but we'll get there. It'll be good. It'll be good when it's all done. Okay, so this is another one where I might have another thing started. Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to look this up so I can put it down in the show notes, but someone else is doing a stitch along sale for the Satsuma Street. I had done the spring, like she has again 4 seasons of patterns, and I had finished spring or no, not spring, summer, and I really wanted to get to fall because I really like fall is my favorite one. So this is and they have names that I think are Italian for the seasons, Italian words maybe for the seasons. So they're doing a sale, and it's just kind of, you just work on this. I don't think I've actually even posted anything about having started this yet. I need to get something up on Instagram, I guess. But I started it. So now we have 2 seasonal things, but whatever. So all I have done so far are the little mushrooms up from the top corner. They're so cute. Like when I finished them, I was like, boy, if I were a better seamstress, that would be a cute just little pillow or some kind of different finish, because they're just so cute. They actually would be really cute to stitch those on like that kind of oatmeal color and do something with them. This whole thing would have looked cute on like an oatmeal color. Well, maybe not. Okay, never mind. We're done. We're already done. This is already done. We're not turning back now, but yeah. So that was a little kind of unexpected, but I was like, oh, I could do the stitch along. I could do that. It's fine. Yeah, here we go. Okay, next is my minis category. I don't remember. This was sort of my mania project. Oh, let me show you the pictures. And I was doing these time window pieces by Crocette, a GoGo, and there's 4 months in each pattern that you purchase. So that was May through August. Hold on. Oh, here we go. And January through April. They're really cute. Like, go to their website. My pictures aren't the greatest on the color, so I would look at them on the website if you want to see them. But and so I started them all, and I have most of them. All I have is like either the little number of days in the month or the month like stitched on it, whatever was on the right hand side, no, left hand side. And then June, it happened to be that all of that was on the right side. So I started doing a little bit more on June's, and that's as far as I got until it was actually June. And then I was like, I'm not going to probably finish that until closer to the end of the month. So let's just wait on that one and see if we can get July done. What I do is I stitch on these on Mondays. I think of it as mini Monday, and that's what I stitch on Mondays for the most part, if not entirely. And plus I really liked July's. It has these cute sunflowers on it. So I have the sunflowers done. There's a little goose and a beehive, and most of the house is done. And then there's like a plant that is down here. I obviously have to get the word July up there. And then there's some bees buzzing around. I think that's it. I think that's all. Yeah, that's it. So there's a border that goes around this, like a white border, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. I'm going to wait till I have it done and decide. So I think I should definitely be able to have this done before July, I think. And those are cute. And finishing ideas. So I originally saw these on Lockaby Stitches channel. And again, she always just does these like crazy, insane, beautiful framing with hand-carved things on them. Like, I know I've mentioned her before. If you don't watch, you should. And so she's working on these too. So I know I am not going to do anything as fancy as she's doing for her framing and finishing on them. But if you're looking for ideas, she's another good one to check out, because yeah, I think we're working kind of at the same or similar pace. Okay, and then the last thing I have going on is that stitch along, so that my stitch along category, and I talked a lot about like how I felt after I did the homely houseplants one and what I was thinking with these anyway. And this is another one that's out of the Cross Stitch for the Earth book, but it is, and these aren't, again, they're not named, but they're numbered. This is number 19, which, side note, is my lucky number. So it is this pattern. And like I said, Jody over at Trixie Tricycle is doing this. And then I think there's at least one or maybe two other people that have kind of joined in too. So I have the hashtag Seasonal Earth Sal. They just started, and so feel free to join in. So what I'm doing is I was trying to get as much done as I could in spring of this spring section. And then on the first day of summer, which for us is Sunday, the 20th, I'm going to start the summer section. I don't think I will be completely done with spring, but I got a heck of a lot further than I thought I would. And then I'll do the same, like start fall on the first day of fall, winter on the first day of winter. And if I finish a section, I can kind of go back and catch up. Otherwise, we'll just finish it next year. No big deal. So I am, and this is another one where there's like good opportunities to like kind of get something done and then just fill in around it. So let's see, I'm up to there. So I need to finish that little tadpole section on the bottom. I did not stitch in this tree. There's like a tree here that is like half in spring and half in summer. That was sort of my like, I'll just skip that. Maybe I'll do the whole thing in summer. But yeah, there's like, this is frogs and tadpoles down at the bottom, but it's coming along better than I expected. And again, this is on 16 count Aida that I'm doing it. But like Jody's, I think is going to be, it's probably like that big. It's, oh my God, it's so adorable. It's so adorable when it's little. It's still going to be good at this size, but like it looks really cute little. All right, so that's it. See, I'm not doing too bad. I did not overdo too much, just a little. Okay, so that's done. So that's all the stitching stuff. I have a tiny bit of a few things to show you on the like purchases for this month, but it's not actually any patterns or a whole lot. It's mostly fabric and not even all stitching fabric. Hold on. No, see, this is what happens when the family's here. Okay, so oh, I think someone's getting yelled at. We're doing some cleaning and stuff. Okay, so one thing that I bought myself, and this was a random purchase, like it was literally in JCPenney, which I like never go in JCPenney, but I happen to have gotten some shorts there for my daughter and had to exchange them. And so here I am in JCPenney. And I was thinking about trying to start keeping like a journal, a stitching journal, because I was keeping spreadsheets, but I kind of wasn't updating them because I'm not like near a computer when I'm doing things, and I was forgetting to like put in dates and information and stuff. So I was like, maybe it would just be better if I had a paper journal. And I'm also interested in the idea of keeping track of how long something takes me. I'm not going to do it on things I've already started, because what's the point? Like, I'm not really capturing all the time, but like the Satsuma Street one that I just started, I am going to try to do that. And so I just take my phone and start like the stopwatch on it. It freaks me out when the time starts going. So I have to like turn my phone over so you don't see it. But I also think it could be like by the time I'm done, I'm like, I don't want to think that I don't know if I'm going to want to know how much time I spend on stuff. But we'll try it once and see what happens. So anyway, I'm in line at Penny's and they had this cute notebook that says, make it count. And I was like, well, sure. Yeah, that would be a great cross stitch journal. It's just a plain like lined notebook, nothing fancy. So I'm just keeping like a page per project and including in there, like the name of the pattern, the designer, the start and end date, like what I stitched it on. If I made any color substitutions, I'll put that there. As I get more done, if I can put the time spent, I will do that. And then I kind of thought on some of these, I might put like, if I have like thoughts about why I did something or why I chose it or what I ended up doing with it or whatever, like I might just put like notes in there. So that was that purchase. I did just get a couple of, they were the newer fabrics that they're now carrying at Hobby Lobby. This was just, it's a 22 count Hardinger. So it looks like Ada, but it's tiny. It's very tiny. So this might be my, like, I don't know. I think Jodi's stitching that Emma Congdon piece on like 32 count maybe, or so. Like it's higher than this. I don't know if I can go 1/1 on something that small yet. So this I think is a good like next step, to do like probably one thread, over, or one floss, whatever. I don't know why I can't think of the words of that right. I don't know, whatever. But I might try that on here, something on here soon. So I got that one. I got this one that has the little, there's a little glare, has flowers on it. I don't, if anybody has any ideas of a pattern that would be cute on that, let me know. Like it's cute. I was just not sure. I'm not sure what I'm going to put on it, but it was cute. And then I also got this, it's yellow, what do they call it? Mustard. Yeah, I love that color. I don't know. I should take it out of the thing because it's glary and doesn't look as good. Yeah, that is, that is a pretty color. Again, I don't know what I'm gonna put on there, but they're not very expensive. They're smaller pieces of fabric, so no big deal. And then, okay, I have an itch to try some sewing and maybe making a project bag or two. And I have a sewing machine. It's not a fancy sewing machine. I got it. I think I got it when I graduated from high school. I'm pretty sure my aunt maybe gave it to me. I think it just needs some TLC. Like it's kind of one of those things I feel like every time I try to sew something on it now, it's this bird's nest bunch of thread that ends up like on the bottom half, and it's kind of a disaster. I think it needs a little like tune-up TLC work. So I need to like find some information on that and figure it out. And then I just want to try, because I've always had this desire to quilt, but like the scope of a project, like making a quilt, seems overwhelming to me. I'm like, I don't think I want to do that. But I think I could make a project bag. Like I've made curtains and like very simple curtains, pillows maybe, like stuff like that. So I feel like that could be in my wheelhouse. I could do that. And so in thinking about that, I was at Walmart. I don't even know what I was looking for there because I don't shop at Walmart very often, but I was. And I'm walking through their craft and fabric area, and they have these cute little, like, they're 1 yard like pieces of pre-cut fabric. And I was like, oh, those are cute. And they're Mila is the brand. And so there's like these kind of sunflower looking ones. These are oranges, I would guess. Oranges. Some other random yellow flowers. And then this was just a good, like, oh, this is actually Waverly. Navy polka dot that I thought could go like with those, but could also go with these. Again, these are the Emma ones. Like semi-patriotic, but not like over the top patriotic fabrics. We'll see. I did watch the Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch video that she did for both like the full project bag or the one that has vinyl in the front. So I might give it a try. I don't know that it's probably not, I could almost see that not even happening until like the fall maybe. That might be more of like a fall winter kind of thing, but fabric was cute, so I bought it. So that is really the only things that I purchased recently. I will probably have more next month. And that's it for the update. So the only other thing I wanted to mention, and I have been doing this each video, is doing a little shout out to a charity. So this episode's charity is going to be the Cure Tay-Sachs Foundation. And like I have said before, these are not at all like asking for money or donation. obviously are welcome to do that, but that's not why I'm doing it. It is more of an awareness of either the organization and what they do, or like who they are helping. And I wanted to do this one because my my oldest daughter, who I talked about doing her commencement, had a classmate with Tay-Sachs, and her name was Dakota, and she was an awesome young lady. And so she lost her battle with Tay-Sachs. It's been quite a few years now. Could it be 10? I don't know. It's been a while. And so it is another one of those things, like when I say my daughter has Rett syndrome, most people don't know what that is. And so I guess I probably at some point should talk about the Rett syndrome organization, slate that for next time. But Tay-Sachs, I think, is the same thing. Like, until I knew someone that had Tay-Sachs, I didn't know what that was. It is basically, it is a genetic inherited disorder that causes your brain to not break down. I don't remember if it's proteins or fats, like is what would normally happen. So this waste product kind of builds up in your brain, and it is terminal, and like eventually you pass from it. So her parents started the Cure Tay-Sachs Foundation while Dakota was battling that, and did amazing and wonderful things to try to help her and to try to help every kid with Tay-Sachs. There are specific, not genetic groups, what do I want to say? Like nationalities, or like, I guess nationalities. Like I know, like Pennsylvania Dutch, like it's a more prevalent thing, because once, like I said, it's an inherited genetic condition, right? So it's kind of one of those, the word is partly to get out. So like, if you do nothing else, I will be putting a link to that, like kind of look it up and see, and the recommendation is to just, if you're in one of these groups, you should probably be tested before you have children, and see what your likelihood of having that happen is. That is a little bit about Tay-Sachs and the Cure Tay-Sachs Foundation. I want to like bring that full kind of circle a little bit, because here's something that happened. And if you're a fan of stories about like signs, or like, I don't know, like hearing from people that have passed or whatever, like this is going to get you. So on the day of my oldest daughter's commencement, like these are very happy and joyful events, but there's always a little bit of a bittersweet tinge to it for me, because I'm sad that she can't participate in these things like everyone else does. And that it means something, it always has to be something different, right? Or mean something different, and, so there's a little bit of like that grief that comes back every time there's especially like milestone things like this. So on the day of her graduation, I was like, and Dakota's actually one of 3 of my daughter's classmates that did not survive to see their graduation. And so I was thinking, and they happen to all be girls just by chance, but and I'm like, these girls never got the opportunity to do this. So like, let's be like, to some degree, it's like, let's be grateful for this, but let's make this joyful for everyone. Like, let's think about happy, joyful thoughts about all of us. And like, we're sort of doing this for the whole gang is like how I sort of got myself past that feeling of like, I don't know, a little bit of like feeling sorry for her, me, I don't know, whatever, like that little tinge of sadness that comes on those days. And so that was what I was really trying to do. Okay, so put a pin in that thought and keep that to the side. So there was a story that was told at Dakota's wake, and I can't remember now who did this reading. It was either their teacher, or it might have been even a like one of their classmates that read it. But it was a story about dragonflies and how, and this is like one of those, I bet if you look it up, you can find the story and it'll be way more eloquently told than I'm about to do it. but I think maybe dragonflies, like eggs, are in the water. And what I remember of the story is that, you know, like dragonflies are in the water and then they are developing. And then at some point they have to fly out. They have to break that plane of the surface of the water and fly away. And so when that happens, all the dragonflies that are left have no idea what happened to that dragonfly that flew away. But they're still left there, and so it's a mystery, and only the one that flew away knows the beauty of being like free and out into the world and able to fly wherever they want to go and all these wonderful things, right? So it was a little bit of an analogy to someone passing, like, yes, we're all left here and we don't know what happened, but hopefully that person is now in this beautiful, wonderful place, and Dakota can fly and like do whatever she wanted to do that she wasn't able to do here. Major, like, it just, that has always stuck with me. So always when I see like an image of a dragonfly, I think of Dakota, always. So, okay, so now we're gonna go back to the day of graduation, and we're home. It happened to be a Friday. The girls were both home with me because it was like finals, and it just so happened that neither of them really needed to be at school. So my husband was at school, but we were all home. And my youngest daughter was like, hey, will you go out and do some softball drills with me? Okay, I'm the last person you should be asking to do softball drills because I'm not athletic, but I will do it. So we go outside and we get things all set up, and I got our big bucket with all the softballs in it. I set it down, not even kidding. The biggest dragonfly I think I've literally ever seen flies in front, right in front of me. Like, whoop, here comes, right, flying in front of me, and then it just lands on the ground, right there, right there. And I was like, well, hey, Dakota, like, thanks for stopping by. And I'm like, I can't, like, it took every ounce of my willpower to not start bawling right in that moment. And I was like, okay, wow. But like a happy ball, like a happy, like, yes, this is, I've been thinking about her all day. What are the odds? I don't see dragonflies in my yard. I don't know if I've ever seen a dragonfly in my yard. Like, it certainly is not a common occurrence. So it was like an amazing, awesome, peaceful, lovely thing that just, it made me feel so much better. It made that whole day so much better. It was just great. So that is my little, like, I hope everyone like sees and understands it that way, like that's how that kind of was. So yeah, that was nice. It was nice of Dakota to stop by and say hey, because I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah, so please take a minute, if you will, to go check out, like I said, I'll put a link in the show notes below. Check out the Cure Tay-Sachs Foundation website and just educate yourself a teeny tiny bit about Tay-Sachs and what it is and who it can affect. And that's all I'm going to ask you to do. So thank you very much for stopping by. I now have an hour until the birthday party starts, so I need to go downstairs and make sure we have, I think we're all set, but like final, make sure things are all set to go. So have a great weekend, and hopefully I will see you in maybe 2, but definitely in 3 weeks. Bye guys.